Okay, so I'm back, y'all, with Lilith in the ninth house. It took me freaking long enough. So let's just start here. Let's just go here with Lilith in the ninth house. With Lilith in the ninth house, yours. Now, remember a couple things that I will always say referring to Lilith. Lilith is going to be where an area in our chart where we can experience abuse inflicted on us or inflicted on us, okay, in some nature or restriction. And this is where the feminine aspect of ourselves fights to be for the right to be itself. And you guys, like, feminine that I'm talking about doesn't necessarily mean woman. I'm talking about the subconscious. I'm talking about the intuitive parts of ourselves. I'm talking about that part of ourselves that is, remains in the dark, that maybe other people want to take advantage of. The part that we're afraid to use, or without having the right upbringing, or exposing Lilith to the right things, or the right way, or a healthy way, should I say, of incorporating within our life and presenting itself. It can be trial and error with Lilith. Like, we can go through problematic behavior, trying to fight or rebel to have the right to exist as Lilith in the area of our chart to where it's at. So here in the ninth house, freedom. So a Lilith in the ninth house individual could have felt restricted when they were younger. Either when you're younger, like growing up, because different reasons. It could be restriction from, like, a father figure. It doesn't have to be just a father, because this is a ninth house, but a masculine figure, or either one of your parents, or whoever was guiding you, a minister, a therapist, a mentor. It just depends. Did you look at in this, or is that the restriction, or you could have been restricted in some kind of way, and these people, like the therapist or the pastor or the mentor, was trying to teach you or influence you, or influences you in some way to free yourself through knowledge, through education, through experience, higher learning, higher spiritual awareness. Okay, so some sort of spiritual rebirth, like a rebirth of some sort. But with the restrictions, the restriction could come because, let's say you're younger and you grew up in a family to where it was, we only believe in, our particular religion or belief system. That's the only thing you can believe in. That's the way, whatever it says, whatever we say, you have to obey us as your parents. Like, well, you learn and you know what it is that I teach you. So believing something else or doing something else, it could be, hey, you can't, it could have been like a strict upbringing period. Like, okay, well, you can't go there, or you can't go here, or you can't do that. No, you can't go hang out with your friends. And then connecting with Lilith in a rebellious manner. Like, when you do get a chance to go out, you don't come back. You don't come back on time. Running away or sneaking books of different cultures and different religions. You see what I'm saying? Like, finding a way to have that freedom. It's going to bring about a lot of fear, or it's going to be like, you're still going to try to find that freedom, but you're going to do it in a way to where you have to sneak into it, or you come across a situation to where it's like somebody is presenting you, maybe in school or something, or you become friends with somebody, because remember, this ninth house is different cultures. You become friends with somebody, lovers with somebody, guided by somebody that teaches you otherwise, that brings this other perspective to you, and you find it to be freeing. And like, okay, well, that what my parents is talking about, or my grandparents or whatever, that is just restrictive, and it's not all the way true. It's like you would be some sort of guidance yourself for your family. You might be and especially like if Lilith is placed in a certain sign that promotes this, like Lilith in Scorpio, Lilith in Sagittarius, Lilith in Aquarius, you see, you're gonna be that person, like the chosen, almost, to in your family or whatever situation you're in, to bring a higher spiritual awareness and incorporate in learning and influence of other cultures and beliefs, and bring it, even doing things like teaching different people of different cultures or learning from them, or having a wide variety of information that whether it be like different languages you speak, different people from different cultures, or a study of different religious backgrounds, different spiritual principles and stuff. You can dibble and dabble in it all. Like you choose, you know what I'm saying? Like you this is how you free yourself, and then you can educate others, or you can take it to demonstrate, like, hey, that's limiting or ignorance when you judge other people and you condemn them and you don't know them. Now, mind you, that Lilith in the 9th house can be this person that is culturally restricted, experience restricted because of how they were their upbringing too, and they keep coming across, like, let's say you live in the 9th house and you keep coming across this is an example, astrology videos. My video pops up in the For You page or something, I don't know, in the recommendations, and you're just like, why does she keep, I'm not interested, or there's some sort of, you could be interested, or it could be some sort of fear or something of, okay, what if I'm sinning because I look at this or that, you know what I mean? So, but it'll be something that comes along that keeps initiating you understand these other cultures, these other ideologies, and whatever. But until you look at it, because Lilith in the 9th house here is wanting to be freed, from experiences that restricted them before, wanting to be free from knowledge that wasn't enough, like information that restricted them from being, let's say you are a woman, or I'm just gonna say this, you could be a man too, because people leave this out. Oftentimes men are told how they should show up in society too, and be and act. So I'm not prejudiced here, okay? I'm just telling you the energy. But let's say we're going to use a woman for an example. Let's say you're a woman and you were told, you shouldn't wear anything revealing. It's you let's say you follow what you follow because you believe in it too. You respect it, let's say. But at the same time, it puts you in a position to be like, okay, well, other women that may dress revealing or not like me, they're loose. They're not, they're sinning or whatever. You could then be in a situation or have an experience with a woman that, doesn't, maybe just a little revealing, whatever. This is just very superficial, y'all, what I'm saying. And then you start to get to know that person and you're like, oh, that, like, she ain't that bad, but then you start to like loosen up and be like, you know what? I restricted myself because I believed that I was sinning, or that I would be looked less upon. Like, it'll be something, and even if you don't change the way you dress necessarily, you free your mind. You see what I'm saying? It'll be something to where you restricted knowledge, experience, spirituality, religious belief, to where you're trying to let yourself free from that, and you become free, and you expand in life, and you get lucky in life as you can free yourself from these things, from these ways, from these beliefs, from these experiences, and you start to have new experiences, different experiences. Okay. But Lilith in the 9th house, because of certain experiences too, you could restrict yourself. Like, let's say you were abused. Let's say you were a woman that was great, you know, like taken advantage of. I have to watch certain words that I'm saying. It could put you, that experience could put you in a position to where you're like, I'm never going to trust again, or I'm never going to, like, let's say you were at a skating rink when it happened. Now you won't ever go to a skating rink. But you have to free yourself by, you know, dealing with that trauma, dealing with that pain, and understanding that you can't let that experience that happened in life restrict you or stop you, because you love skating. You see what I'm saying? So that is that too. Let's say you are, let's say you are a man and you were in love with a woman and you proposed to her at, you know, let's just see, what could you propose at? You proposed to her at, in like a trip to Jamaica. You took her on to surprise her, and then she told you no, and you were humiliated or something. Now you don't want to go to Jamaica because you keep reliving that experience. Freeing yourself would be, okay, you know what? That was an experience that I had, but you know what? That's over with. I'm going to Jamaica. And then you meet another woman. Or whatever, you know, it's that type of thing. So Lilith here could be very beneficial. It could be, yes, trauma and abuse that is experienced. Don't get me wrong, because Lilith can bring that. But the theme is to free yourself. And when you do, you will be, some of you guys could be therapists or mentors, or you could go far in education, higher learning, you know, big on the religion that you're into. It doesn't matter. Or in, you know, just, but more from a, don't believe me because I say believe me, but educating them, like really educating people. And, or just like, something you could be, you can definitely use that Lilith energy to be, accomplish a high status, or someone that other people look up to. And not because you want them to follow you and do as you say, but because that could happen. You guys, some of you guys with displacement could be demonstrating that too, or you have in your past, or you could be now. But part of you freeing yourself is to let go of that. Okay. So dealing with other cultures, different experiences, possibly overcoming something like maybe some sort of abuse, or like alcohol, drug abuse, things of that nature too. And, you know, freeing yourself and not going back to that type of lifestyle. That is something that can also happen here too, especially somebody like Lilith and Scorpio, you see? And you can also, transfer this into, like, as you experience, as you get older in life, and you know, you use that Lilith can take you to like meet partners or whatever, from different cultures, different backgrounds, different experience, different walks in life. Maybe it could be like a slight age difference, not too much to where it's, you know, underage or stuff. I don't go that direction. But you know, it will make sense for you in your life. Yeah, so you know, as you progress and as you have Lilith wants to free herself here and experiencing something different before moving, forward thinking, progressive. But that could be something that you've always demonstrated as a child, and it could have been maybe frowned upon if your parents or whoever you grew up around couldn't handle that, you know. Or it could have took you in a place to where, like, if you didn't have the proper guidance, you were just out experiencing all kind of things that maybe was unhealthy, or whatever. So like different circumstances in your life could have took you on this journey, you know. But ultimately, Lilith is trying to free yourself. And if you're consciously doing this, you will look in your life to where you have restrictions, biases, and you will free yourself from them. All right. Lilith in the ninth house.